Imagine your brain shutting down, neurons failing, oxygen depleting, electrical activity fading. You'd expect confusion, delirium, darkness. Instead, patients report the opposite, the clearest experiences of their lives. How is that possible? We know what happens when the brain is compromised. Alcohol reduces brain function. Thoughts become sluggish. Memory fails. Anesthesia shuts down awareness completely. Even mild oxygen deprivation causes confusion and disorientation. The pattern is consistent. Less brain activity equals less consciousness. This is the foundation of modern neuroscience. Consciousness depends on a functioning brain. Or so we thought. In 2001, cardiologist Pim van Lommel published a study in the Lancet. 344 patients, cardiac arrest, clinical death. They were brought back. 18% reported some form of conscious experience. But what caught researchers' attention wasn't just that experiences occurred, it was how they were described. Not confused, not fragmented. Patients used phrases like, "clearer than anything I've experienced," "more vivid than ordinary life," "hyper-real." These are not fringe claims. This was published in one of the most respected medical journals in the world. In 2014, a larger study examined over 2,000 cardiac arrest cases across multiple hospitals. The research was led by Sam Parnia. The results were consistent. Among those who survived and reported awareness during the event, the descriptions were precise, structured, coherent, and many reported something unusual: enhanced mental clarity, sharper than their normal waking state. This is where the paradox becomes impossible to ignore. Let's be clear about what we're dealing with. These patients had no measurable brain activity, no oxygen reaching neural tissue, no electrical signals in the cortex. By every metric we have, there should be nothing. No awareness, no memory formation, no experience. And yet, not only do experiences occur, they are reported as more clear, more vivid, more coherent. If consciousness depends on brain function, a dying brain should produce dying consciousness, fragmented, dim, confused. It doesn't. Now we move from observation to interpretation. The standard explanations struggle here. Explanation 1. These experiences happen before or after the event, not during. The problem? Patients describe specific details from periods when the brain was flatlined, details that were later verified. Explanation 2. Residual brain activity we can't detect. The problem? Our instruments are extremely sensitive. If there were activity capable of producing vivid, structured experiences, we would see it. Explanation 3. Memory distortion after the fact. The problem? These reports are remarkably consistent, across cultures, across decades of research, across thousands of cases. The conventional model doesn't account for this. There is another possibility, one that is uncomfortable for materialist neuroscience. What if clarity increases not in spite of brain shutdown, but because of it? What if the brain doesn't generate consciousness, but constrains it, filters it, limits it, like a dam controlling water flow? When the dam weakens, the flow increases. A dying brain wouldn't be producing enhanced awareness. It would be failing to restrict it. This isn't mysticism. It's a hypothesis, one that several serious thinkers have considered. Philosopher William James proposed it over a century ago. The brain as a filter, not a generator. Aldous Huxley revisited the idea decades later. More recently, researchers like Pim van Lommel and Peter Fenwick have argued that this model fits the data better than the conventional one. It's not proven, but it explains the paradox. If consciousness doesn't depend entirely on the brain, what does that mean? It means the most important questions remain unanswered. Where does consciousness come from? What continues when the brain stops? What are we actually measuring when we measure awareness? We don't know. And that's the honest answer. What we do know is this. Dying brains report the clearest experiences. That fact doesn't fit the model. And when data doesn't fit the model, it's not the data that's wrong. It's the model. The question isn't whether these experiences happen. They do. The question is what they mean. And we're only beginning to realize we don't yet know where the edges of consciousness truly are.